Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Wanted to open up a little bit early, a couple minutes before the market open. And we've got a bot, the scalper, that's up almost $4,200. Really digging this trading environment. And it is an FOMC date. Before we get started, this broadcast is for educational and demonstration purposes only. It's important to know I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. With that being said, let's take a quick look. I think it's important to know that today, if you didn't know, I'm here to tell you, it is FOMC day. They're hoping for at least a quarter point interest rate cut. And that statement will come out at 2 o'clock this afternoon. At 10:30, we have crude oil inventory. Always like to do a play on crude on these inventory days. But we know historically on FOMC days that the market can be kind of tricky. You could see my leaderboard pre-market. We like to trade the AI Auto Trader, and if today's your first day joining us, you're in for a treat. I'm going to be showcasing the AI Auto Trader, which is a fully automated strategy that runs within the NinjaTrader 8 platform. We're going to be trading all of the futures index equities. Very liquid instruments. The Dow, the Russell, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the ES. And we've also added on crude oil and gold. So we have a really nice diverse portfolio of strategies that we'll be trading. When the strategies are enabled, the system will execute and manage the positions, the trades on your behalf. So we have what we call a leaderboard running these strategies through the London Open and overnight. When we're ready to enable our strategies, we have, or I should say when we're ready to choose, look at this trade on the NASDAQ. This is our scalper that's up so nicely, looking for a home run. We have very ambitious profit targets, a trailing stop to lock in profits, and this one could go all the way. So we're looking to break a record here today. Usually on an FOMC day, you don't see moves like this. Man, this thing has gone a mile. The Unorenko bars, we're using an 8 Unorenko. Every bar in the direction of the trend is 8 ticks, 2 points. A reversal is 40. So that reversal candle you just saw, that green candle, that came back on us about 40 ticks. Now it came back and hit our trailing stop. But that puts us at $4,445. So looking at the leaderboard, what we do is we take what I do is I take a trade copier and I put my leader account on the top bots for the day. The scalper drone up $4,445. So right here on my scalper, all I need to do is click on, and it's going to start copying those trades. I also have my smart stop right here, and one of my favorite strategies is that 30 range, that ABC drone. So I'm just going to copy this one as well. And I'll unlock it, and I'll come down and I'll find that ES30 range. past it. Make it my leader account and lock her up. And now I can rename this one. This is my ES30. So this is just so I can copy the trades into my Apex accounts with the click of a mouse. So I've got my top three. I think I'm going to add the Mack truck as well because that one's just been doing so well. And another leg down. Usually I like to wait till about 10 o'clock, but I don't think I'm going to wait today. We're getting these big moves to the downside. I believe our single session record is, I think, about $5,000, if I remember correctly. This one has the potential to break it today. Getting a correction here. On the NASDAQ. Big move down. Big move down. So I'm going to turn on my scalper. I turned it on my trade copier. I'm going to turn on my Sim Smart Stop. And I'm going to turn on my 30 range. Now this is a pretty big prop account. It's one of the $300,000 accounts. But we're at 4,600 on the scalper. 3,000 on the Sim Smart Stop. So the system is really crushing it right now. We're right into an area of support on this entry. Let's see if we could break it. We want to get that first target out. If possible. Let's give it a little bit of room. Really in an oversold environment. Strike one. Let's take a look at the E-mini. Ooh, the E-mini short. Oof, that was two in a row. We got some work to do. Need to catch one here. Try to give it a little room. Boy, this could be trouble. It is. Ooh. Down to 3,500 on the scalper. Hey, good morning, Duke. Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, Al. The Ice Shark, Rao. We had that beautiful move right at the open, and now it's starting to look like an FOMC day again. Come on, one more big push down for us. Let's go. Let's get back in the game. There we go. Come on. Push on down. Break even. Here we go long. Let's go. Let's find our way back up. Let's go. Push up. Mm. Another long entry. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oof. Might be on the wrong side of this one too. He gave us a big move down to at the market open. Let's see if it was a head fake or we're going to trend down today. Okay, we're at break even. Now we're trailing it. Our second contract, we're in for a really ambitious profit target on this strategy. The strategy thrives on the volatility. If it's a ranging market, it's not the one we want to play. Mm. The E-mini is set up nicely for a short. The yellow dotted line is our VWAP. So we're below the VWAP. Our 15 is below our 50, and they're both sloped down. Let's get this first target here on the scalper. 10:30, we got crude inventory. Wow. Thank you, Rao. Oh, good morning, Rao. I'm glad to see that, my friend. 954 contracts. Nice. Mm. Yeah, the market's not looking like it did at the open any longer, I can tell you that. Things have changed. Things have changed. So the FOMC today, big meeting day. Another long entry. There's the Dow. Dow short, NASDAQ long. Come on, push up now. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I thought we were going to break a world record. Let's see what open positions we're in. ES30. Haymaker's in. Haymaker's in long. In trouble. Let's take a quick look at the performance metrics. What we do when you do place your order on the AI Auto Trader is we give we set you up with a separate SIM account for each and every one of the bots, and this way we can take a historical look at the performance. And we can filter it out per account. Let's take a look at this week. I always like to look at the what have you done for me latelys. If you did good last month, that's one thing. I want to know what you did for me today, this week. What have you done for me lately? The 16th to the 18th. Crude oil. And these are all SIM accounts. And based on the data, we can make some good decisions as to which ones we want to go live with. Here's the ES, the 5-minute. Let's look at a summary on that one. Up about $100 for the week. The ES one-day pass. The one-day pass templates are prop trading templates designed to pass evaluations. We take the maximum number of contracts with the minimum amount of ticks necessary to reach our profit goal. On a $50,000 account, it's $3,000. Got to make $3,000 before we lose $2,500. So the percent profitable on this is 50%. 50%. 1 out of 2. $2 p.m. The 5-minute bot on the E-mini is up $125. The 5-minute does not take a lot of trades on the E-mini. The drone that runs 23 hours a day is down $550. So the drone being down $550 tells the bot when it got these $741 in winning trades. And the bot will automatically only trade during those hours. So it turned that big red P&L into a green one. From the 6U bot down 150. The 6U drone is up 330. The gold one-day pass down 496. The gold bot not doing well this week. Here's the Mack truck. The Mack truck bot is up 300. Starting to look more and more like an FOMC day. So the bot is up 300. It only took one trade, and it was a winner. The drone is up 1,700. So I always like to look and see, well, when did it do it? I want to know what time, if there's a certain time of the day that it does better than others. And pre-market, that 20U does extremely well. I was on a call with Abdu yesterday. Abdu is he's actually in Africa, and his 20 Unarenko drone, the Mack truck, pre-market or early, before the New York Stock Exchange opened, did extremely well. Here we go. Getting a move up now. We caught it too. Needed one. Let's go. And you can see that was a beautiful entry. Nice and tight to the 50. Our 15 was just crossing the 50. And then we get that green background bias, which is a multi-time frame alignment of trend. You see our market internals triangles kick in, telling us that institutional money is pushing the price of the NASDAQ higher. There's a disparity between buyers and sellers. Our software deems that as being of the lowest risk for a long trade at that point. And the more we get extended off the 50, the more we have a tendency for price to retrace back to the mean or back to the 50. More and more risk is on the trade the further away from the 50 it gets. Good volume. We got 1,350 contracts a minute crossing. On the bottom right of my chart, it shows me volume. That's another way we could see if institutional money is influencing the ticker that we're trading. You can't hide from the volume, the contracts per minute. If it's at 10 or 20 or 50 or under 100 contracts a minute, we know that it's other retail traders. The market's going to be in chaos. It's going to be very choppy. On the NASDAQ, if we're up over 1,000 contracts a minute, we know that we've got some chance to get some follow through, that we've got some money pushing into it or out of it. So I always like to keep a look at how many contracts per minute are crossing. I'm going to subscribe today also to the level 2 data. I do think there's some value in that. I know there's a lot of faking out with pending orders. But I think it would be helpful to see. I know right here at 22,303, there's probably a huge amount of sellers just sitting there waiting for price to get there. And prices reversed there probably several times in the past. All right, we needed that one. 10:30, we got crude inventory. So let's go back to the Mac truck. The 20U Mac truck. Let me make sure I've got that one enabled.
Order submitted.
10 a.m. it does well. Coming into that 10 a.m. window where the Mac truck is got a nice green bar here. So the Mac truck looks very good. For the week, $1,700. Retirement plan is up $250. It's got $1,259 in winning trades. When does it do it? It does well between 10 and 10:30 and 12 and 12:30. Need that first profit target on this scalper. We can get that first profit target. It takes all the risk off the trade. 30 range, 1-day pass. I did a look back on this 30 range 1-day pass, and man, this strategy, I think it might be my best strategy. What the difference is? It's the haymaker entry. Our haymaker is one of our most exciting strategies to trade. It's a 30 range on the Nasdaq, and the only difference between this and the haymaker is the 1-day pass has a much more modest profit target. It goes for 62 ticks. Now, I'm sure on a number of occasions it leaves a lot of money on the table, but the Nasdaq going for 62 ticks is a very reasonable profit target. If I go back and do a little bit of a further look back and go to, let's do a month back. A month back, we're at about $5,000, 47.81, 42% win rate. So on the 1-day pass, you figure if you're doing evaluations, just under 50%. So somewhere between 1 out of 3 and one out of 2 or 1 out of 3, somewhere right in between there. Boy, this scalper just keeps on going. I'm going to have to go to a more conservative strategy, I believe. I was hoping we would catch a couple big ones and we'd be done. If the Mac truck gets in, the Mac truck gives the trades a lot more room to mature. We're 50 tick stop loss here, where our Mac truck, I believe, is 100. Hello there. Oh my goodness. I got my little daughter here. Okay. PA account is about break even this week. The Haymaker bot, not many trades. It's about down $13. I can't really find a time looking at the drone that it performs well. So it's trading a very narrow window. The bot only has 2 trades this week. ABC drone is down about 400. Runner bot about 14. That one's not doing the best. Now the scalper bot, let's click regenerate. The scalper bot is up 1700. It keeps going long. So the scalper bot is up just under 1700. See if we can get this first target. Nope. Okay, now all the risk is off the table. Let's see if we can get through this area of resistance to the upside. It's quite an area, let me tell you. Price has bounced off of that price point, 22,300. It looks like a dozen times. Let's see if we can break through. See, now with the level 2 data, we would see how many sellers are sitting right there. Let's see if we can push through. We're testing it. Wow. 31.50 on the scalper. Great job, Rao. Come on, push through. Let's go. We get through this area, we could be off to the races here. Let's go. We need 3/4 of the candle body for a break. Push through. All right, come on. Oh, I thought it was going to break it. Come on. Push up.
Order submitted.
Didn't make it. So that's where price is bouncing right there. 22,300.
Order submitted.
310. So the scalper bot, if we look at the drone is down 2,800. The scalper drone. And it's telling the bot what times of the day it's the most profitable. So the bot, let's take a look and see when those times are. So this is a breakdown of our entry times and the times of the day. This time of the day, it historically does very poorly. You can see it gets crushed. The early morning hours, it does very well. Once the market opens, just like it did today, pre-market it was up $4,000 or $5,000. Once the market opened, it gave back about $1,000. So this may not be the strategy to trade right at this moment. The bot won't take a trade right now. The drone will. Ooh, right into resistance. That's a very dangerous entry.
Order submitted.
That wasn't a very good entry. It went long right into that area of resistance. So looking at this, I'm going to disable that scalper bot. This isn't the time to trade it. Here's our Steven drone.
Order submitted.
The drone is up 800 this week. Steven is also an 8 Unarenko strategy, taking a signal C entry. A signal C entry, the trigger is looking at this RSI line, I believe it's the RSI line, in our exponential oscillator. When it crosses that blue cyan line, it triggers a trade. That's the signal C. The Russell is not an instrument that does very well right now.
Order submitted.
Going right back in, retesting that 22,300. Love to get a break. Our ES30 star. This is a really great strategy. Yeah, the Russell's been really weak. Very low volume, too. This is where we're getting stuck, right here. That's a good thinking, Rao. That black background. Usually we're in chop. There's no trend. It's flat. You see those green triangles kick in, you're in good shape. Come on, push through. We got the crude inventory coming.
Order submitted.
We got 3/4 of this candle body through this pivot, through this area of resistance. We may have some running room to the upside.
Order submitted.
Come on, let's get one big push up. Let's go. Come on. We need 3/4 of that candle body. We're about halfway through. I don't think it's broke yet. I see my green triangles kicked in. They're really fighting it off, fighting over that price. Got some buying pressure, that's for sure. Hmm. Price usually comes out of this with a pop, and I'm hoping it's to the upside. Here we go. Let's go. Hmm. We got about 14 minutes until the crude inventory report. I've got a strategy running on the 2-minute that's doing very well this week. It's up 1,370. Nice one. Gold selling off. Let's take a look. Yesterday it was headed to the moon. Oh, that's crude. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a reverse from yesterday. Let me get something ready for crude. Our VWAP on the E-mini just broke above the, I'm sorry, price just broke above the VWAP.
Order submitted.
Oh,
Order submitted.
try it again. It got our first target, so we got a free shot at it here. I like the way the ES is breaking higher now. Might push this NASDAQ up as well. Here comes the runner drone coming up our leaderboard. But it's a really good habit to, and I try to do it every day. If you're running the strategies, get to know each one. When they do good, when they don't do good, how they're performing, their nuances. Watch them trade on the chart.
Order submitted.
Um, in order to see your trades, let me turn this copier off this scalper here. I'll let it take one more trade. In order to see it, if you see yourself, you're in an open position.
Submitted.
And Charles today, if you're one of our members, Charles is every Wednesday in the Discord chat, does just a fantastic training session that's recorded. We're saving them all on YouTube. And not only is he answering questions, but he goes through the system and the best practices, frequently asked questions.
Submitted.
Here we go. We got another free shot at it. This is another retest. And today at, I think it's 1 o'clock, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. He's going to be doing that live training today for our members. Nice, Steven. Yeah, the scalper bot's been performing really well lately. The 20U on the Nasdaq as well. The Mac truck. Been getting some nice trades on that one.
Order submitted.
Come on, let's break this area now.
Order submitted.
Okay, where was I? Crude oil.
Order
Ah,
submitted.
again. Let's see if it bounces off this 50 again. Yep. Here it comes again. 6 minutes still crude. I think what I'm going to do is do the signal. Let's see what it looks like. curious on my Sim Smart Stop too, if it reached its profit limit. What I was going to say, that's right, is if you see you're in an open position and you want to see it on your chart, the ES Smart Stop 2, I see is in an open trade long on the E-mini. So I can go on my chart trader. In order for me to see that trade on my chart, I want to go to my chart trader and match the same account that's running in my strategy, which is the Sim ES Smart Stop 2. Now that I have the account in my chart trader matching the one that's in the open position, now I can see my stop and my profit target on my chart. I can see the trade in real time. I want to reset the Smart Stop 2. Smart Stop 2. And in the strategy parameters, my profit goal was 3,000, which it hit it. So it stopped trading. So I can either, what I could do now is just disable it and re-enable it and it'll start over. So it's up 3,000. It hit its profit goal. So now that I've disabled it and re-enabled it, it will start trading again. We got crude inventory in 4 minutes. The account that I went with on crude oil is the signal A.
Order submitted.
So let's put this on the crude oil signal A. Black gold drone. Come on, get that first profit target. Mm.
Order submitted.
Okay. With this interest rate cut looming, I'm wondering, it's a risky move. Sometimes it's fun to play a zero day option on the SPY. Okay, we got 1 minute. 1 minute till crude report. Might also have to do a signal B. Duplicate a new tab. There we go. Crude oil, signal B.
Order submitted.
Come on, let this be the time it goes. All right, 10:30. Very little volume on the crude. 26, you can see it's just sitting there. 26 contracts.
Order submitted.
27.
Order submitted.
It looks like crude oil is a dud. Could get a short roll here on the signal A. If it keeps moving up, we'll get a signal B. Just no volume to trade crude. Sometimes there's a delayed reaction. Man, the way this session started, I thought we were going to have some fireworks. Now it's an FOMC day.
Order submitted.
Scalpers back into 4,000. It's getting singles. I'm going to turn off crude. There's just no volume.
Order submitted.
ES short is not doing well.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Nothing doing on crude. Let's take a look at the 30 range. The 30 range is in total chop. It's ugly. The Unorenco is very smoothed out. It doesn't make it look as treacherous as it really is.
Order submitted.
Oh man. Oh, this scalper could give you a heart attack. Well, there is a clear line to the profit target. That's the only good thing I can say about this entry. Our 50's acting as support. It might just bounce up and hit our profit target. And the Dow's starting to look nice. Oh, man.
Order submitted.
Wow. Here it comes. It's making a little bounce. It's been hitting these little singles here on the scalper. Popping up to that area of resistance. Retracing and then jumping back in. E-mini and the Dow are headed up. Wow, look at the Dow go. What a move. Hit it. Hit it. Yes. It's an absolute perfect long entry on the E-mini. Hindsight's always 50-50, but if you look at that setup, it broke right above the VWAP. Our gear started angling up, momentum shifted, and boom. Let's see what that trade looked like on a 6 Unorenco. Let's put the VWAP on this chart. Same thing. Come on, let's go one time to the upside. Breakthrough. Is this the one we were waiting on, Rao? Come on, Marcy, let's get this one to go. Steven. Ah, come on. We're stuck right there. Well, it's tempting to go long the Dow. We need a retracement back to the 50 first.
Order submitted.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Pop through there. Ah, and it gets back to 300. Take profits on the trade. There we go.
Order submitted.
I just took profits on the NASDAQ. Our momentum is starting to wane.
Order submitted.
Tomorrow I'm participating, and I'm going to put two links in the chat box. One is for today's presentation on our money flow tracker system. David Kushner at 4:30 this afternoon. You don't want to miss it. We got a big, huge holiday sale. Christmas sale. Our lowest prices to date on the AI Auto Trader Money Flow Tracker. The Dow wants to keep going. It's slowly pushing higher. I think they're anticipating an interest rate cut today. If they don't get it, we might see a tumble. If it's a quarter point, I think they're baking that into the equation right now. They're baking in a quarter point interest rate cut. Look at this. Now it's going to keep going. I took profits at 300, and now here it goes. Unbelievable. Oh, man. Oh, no. Don't you hate when that happens? It's always the one you exit early on, I'll tell you. I took my bumps and bruises on all of them until this one. Murphy's Law. Oh, we just got into our profit window. We have a great feature called the profit window. And the E-mini, man, I am sick about this trade on the Nasdaq. I was in it and I thought momentum had waned and I exited it at about $300, which is nice, but I could have made six. Oh, look at this thing go now. My Sim Smart Stop 2, oh, is in the trade. And I didn't get in on my Apex. How did that happen? What I'm talking about is I have this enabled on this Sim Smart Stop. You can see I'm down 970 on my Apex. I took some bumps and bruises on that scalper strategy. Um, but I should have just been in on that trade on the Sim Smart Stop. But the profit window that I was just mentioning on the E-mini, once we came within five, I think it's 5 or 10 ticks of the profit target, our stop jumped up and comes 5 or 10 ticks behind price. So we're not going to risk more than we have the potential to make. When I see it go up higher, I even drag it more because, you know, what's the sense over a tick to give up 10 ticks? It doesn't make any sense. So I always like to keep it equal. Boom, there it is, $712 on that ES Smart Stop. NASDAQ finally broke that area. And the scalper's back up 4 grand. You know, I'm copying the, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, I just got into a trade.
Order submitted.
You know what? Now I think it triggered on the Sim Smart Stop. Let's take a look at that Sim Smart Stop too.
Order submitted.
Am I back in on this? Yeah, I'm back in on this one too. Come on. Get
Order
that
submitted.
target. There we go. Nice. Let's go to the Sim Smart Stop 2. I know I'm in this trade.
Order submitted.
Let's go to the moon. Yes. Nice. Let me leave this thing alone. Every time I get in the way, I mess it up. I got a double on this position here. I got the scalper and the Sim Smart Stop. Both long. Don't come back now. Keep going. Keep going. come back. Oh, don't come back. There you go. Push up.
Order submitted.
Getting a real rally here. Here we go. Oh, don't come back now.
Order submitted.
Oh, let's give it some room.
Order submitted.
Ah, man. Got stopped out on both positions, but made back some money on that trade. Scalper drone back to 42.40.
Order submitted.
Boom, it's right back in long. Hey, we could still get this record if this thing keeps pushing up right now. Okay, what I wanted to do is put two links in the room. The Kush today at 4:30. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on the Investors Summit, and it'll be a great presentation. And I want to invite you to both. One is today. Kush is today at 4:30. His presentation is on the Money Flow Tracker, which is our discretionary system. What I wanted to do is close the position on the ES 30, because this, I'll never get into a long position. Um,
Order submitted.
yeah, I'm back in on the Sim Smart Stop. Oh, it took a short. We got a short trade on a green 50. We got a counter trend trade here. Our 15 is sloping down. Let's take a look at our higher time frame. Our higher time frame is straight up. So we got a counter trend position here on the 8 unit Renko. A little more risk associated on this entry. Killed. Let me get my notepad back.
Order. Order submitted.
Yeah, I didn't like this position from the very start. Hmm. Hmm. I'm also in a conflicting position here.
Order submitted.
I had to close that because I'm also in a scalper position. Um, One tick away. Come on, hit that. Get it.
Order submitted.
Okay. Now let's let the good times roll. David Wise is coming up behind me. David Wise is our options trader. And stick around. He might have a good idea or two to leverage this news report this afternoon. With the FOMC with the potential interest rate cut, he might have something in mind. I'd love to ask him and pick his brain. In fact, why don't I do that before you go? See if he has any clever ideas.
Order submitted.
David Kushner is going to share his winning formula on how he trades his prop accounts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern today. Sorry. Oh, wonder what I'm in a position on. I'm in the ES long.
Order submitted. 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 Order submitted.
Okay, sorry about that. To get those links in the chat box, I have to log into our YouTube channel. It causes a bit of an echo. A Mack truck, drone. Each one of our, that's a good question, Bugsy. Um, each one of our bots runs in tandem with what we call a drone. A drone, kind of what it sounds like. It taking trades and it's kind of looking at the overall market environment. It's telling the bot what the average true range is and the times of the day that it does the best historically. The bot and the drone share a database, and the bot will dynamically change its own inputs based on the data that the drone is sharing with it. So a Mack drone, the Mack truck is our bot that leverages a 20 Unarenko, a really big Unarenko bar on the NASDAQ. So the Mack truck is one of our bots, and the drone is the one that's running 23 hours a day, sharing information with the bot. So the drone will give us an overall, an outlook on the market 23 hours a day. We run it, Monday through Friday. Well, I should say Monday through Thursday. It'll close from 5 to 6, but trade 23 hours out of the day. And on Friday, it'll shut down at 5 until Sunday night at 6 p.m. So it gives us a tremendous amount of data. And the bot will kind of cherry pick the best times to trade out of that historical trade data performance. So David Wise, he said pretty much what I thought he would say. He's very conservative. What he told me was that likely a 25 basis points cut. He has no idea what the market will do. He always tells me that. Initially, it'll be algo trading. Right when those reports come out, you see like it's fireworks. Those are the algos firing off trades. Be careful news conference at 2:30 after Fed report at 2. So the Fed report comes out at 2, but be careful because then there's a news conference at 2:30. Well, I'll tell you, I got to give this scalper bot some credit. It found a way to consistently get singles in on a market that's not so easy to trade right now. We saw it consistently retrace to the 50 and bounce and get a first target. Did it win every trade? No. No, it didn't. It probably is winning 40 or maybe 40%. We'll take a look at it. We'll look at the performance, what the percentage is. Before we wrap up. I just so happen to, Paul, that's a good question. I just so happened to enable my Apex when it pulled in a few losers in the very beginning. That's why my Apex account was down. Yes. Listen, I'm a professional at messing things up. I like to. I joke around with Mark, and I refer to it as a banana peel, stepping on a banana peel. And I'm a professional at it. If there's a banana peel to slip on, I'll find it.
Order submitted.
Oh, my pleasure. All right, so I put a couple of links in the room. It's a great time, Paul. I wanted to mention we got a really nice sale. If you go to our website, we're 50% off across the board. So it's a really great time. All right, I've got actually 10 minutes over. I know David Wise is live. This is how we ended today. This is the leaderboard. The scalper drone ended up at 3,845. The smart stop was at 3,000. Our 30 range ABC drone was at 1,500. Mr. Consistent, the Mack truck, 995. Our runner drone is up 1,000. ES Smart Stop 712. We watched that trade earlier. That's this one, this long position it took. Our NQ 2-minute Smart Stop was up 440. The Russell, we had one in the money. My sim account, not sure exactly what that's running in. And our 2-minute retirement plan was up $90. So on a really historically a tough day, one of the toughest days out of the month to trade is when they're doing the FOMC. Historically, the market is brutal, choppy. If you look at a 30 range without these smoothed out
Order submitted.
Unarenko bars, you could see it was, between 9:55 and about 10:41 for that hour. It was very, very choppy, and then we got a nice move up. But it wasn't an easy environment to trade. The Unarenkos did a really beautiful job of smoothing out the charts. So that's how we wound up for the day. It was a tough day, Ice Shark. We're looking for greener pastures after this FOMC day. It's a great day to be an observer today. That's why I only had one account out. Normally I have 4 or 5 that I trade. On the FOMC day, I just kept it really conservative and just traded one account. So thank you for joining me. David Wise is live on YouTube as well. If you wanted to jump in and check him out, he trades options. Brilliant options trader. I also want to remind you I put 2 links in the room. One is for a live presentation on our discretionary trading system called the Money Flow Tracker.
Order submitted.
And David Kushner is going to go over his rules. He has ironclad rules for entry on the Money Flow Tracker that he uses to successfully trade his prop accounts. And then tomorrow I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the AI Auto Trader. And we're going to show you the month's results, our top strategies, answer questions, and kind of go into a look at under the hood on exactly how the system runs, the indicators it's leveraging, the conditions that have to be met in order for a trade to be triggered. Here we go. Let's end with this big move down. Let's go. Get me on the board.
Order submitted.
This is, FOMC. We usually don't get, a big trending market. It's usually a ranging market. But who knows? Maybe we'll get a nice move down here. Thank you, Al. I'm going to get with you this afternoon. I want to put together a schedule that we can meet. We'll end on this trade right here, this beauty. We started with the scalper, we'll end with the scalper. Now it's got to break through all of these areas of support. We could certainly take profits right here, or we could just let it play out. And I'm just going to let it play out. So it bounced, and it stopped us out. So we ended up plus 38.70 on the NQ scalper. Have a blessed day, everybody. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. So long, everyone. Bye-bye.
Order submitted.